Hello my dear students, hope you all are fine and safe at your home. Today we are going to start the next chapter, that is chapter 2, polynomials. Okay, so about polynomials you studied in ninth class also. So we are not going in details about polynomials, just we'll write some things there which is required. Okay, so for in that, first is what is degree of a polynomial. First you should know about what is degree of a polynomial. Degree of a polynomial. So suppose if a polynomial, normally we are taking the polynomial in x there, means our polynomial will contain only the variable x there. So degree of a polynomial means the highest power of x. Degree of a polynomial means the highest power of x. So highest power of x is called the degree of the polynomial. So suppose if I will write the polynomial in this way, p of x is equal to x plus 1. So what is the power of x here? X raised to 1. If nothing is there means we can write in this way. So in the polynomial where we are getting the highest power of x is equal to 1 or degree of the polynomial is equal to 1, that type of polynomial is called linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. Then next one is where we have, suppose I wrote a polynomial x square. What is the degree of this polynomial? 2. Correct? Its degree is equal to 2. So the polynomials whose degree is 2, they are called quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. And if the highest power of x is 3, suppose I am writing the polynomial as x cube plus 1. So you can check here, the highest power of x is 3, means degree of the polynomial is 3. So this type of polynomial, this is an example of, yes, these type of polynomials are called cubic polynomials. So about all these you studied also. Okay. So now next concept which you should know, that is what is 0 of a polynomial. Suppose I am writing here p of x. Let p of x be any polynomial. Let p of x be any polynomial. Then what do you mean by 0 of the polynomial? Okay, if I am saying x is equal to 2 is a 0 of the polynomial. What does it mean? Yes, it means that in the given polynomial, in place of x, if we will substitute 2, the value of polynomial reduces to 0. So you can write down there, 0 of a polynomial, put the heading there. Then write down, let p of x be any polynomial and x is equal to k is a 0 of the polynomial. X is equal to k is a 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial means in place of x, our polynomial will be in terms of x. So in place of x, if you will substitute k, you will get the value of the polynomial is equal to 0. That is the meaning of 0 of a polynomial. The particular value of x which makes the polynomial equal to 0. That, like suppose a polynomial I am writing p of x is equal to x minus 1. So how we are finding the 0 of the polynomial? We'll equate the polynomial to 0. X minus 1 is equal to 0. Then what we will get? X is equal to 1, which means 1 is the 0 of the polynomial. If it is a linear polynomial, what is the degree of this polynomial? 1. So if it is a linear polynomial, it will have maximum 1 0. If it is a quadratic polynomial, it will have maximum 2 zeros. Zeros will be possible, not necessary, but if zeros are there, it will not be more than 2. For a quadratic polynomial, maximum zeros will be equal to 2. For a cubic polynomial, maximum 0 will be equal to 3. Now we will check what is the geometric meaning of zeros of the polynomial. Geometric meaning of zeros of the polynomial. Now according to the definition, what we wrote there, if p of x is any polynomial and we are saying x is equal to k is a 0 of the polynomial, means We know P of k will be equal to 0. Now we'll represent it graphically. If I am writing it graphically, what will come there? We'll take P of x as y there. Okay. The value of x we will take in x-axis only. The value of y we will take in value of P of x we will consider as y-axis there. So here what we are saying, if x is equal to k, we are getting P of x means that is y. So suppose in this way, if you will draw the graph there, just any value I am taking. At present I am filling any value there. Or if you want, I can give some example there. Suppose P of x is equal to, I wrote here, x plus 1. Just substitute some values there. Put x is equal to 0. Check what will come. Minus 1, minus 2 here, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. Put x is equal to 0. Then value of P of x we will write here as y coordinate there. Then what will be the value of P of x? That will be equal to 1. Put x is equal to 1. Then P of x will be equal to 2. Put x is equal to minus 1. Then what will be P of x? P of x will be equal to 0. So now just plot the point. First point is 0, 1. 0, 1 will be here. Then x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2 will be here. Then we will have minus 1, 0. So here if we will draw the line, it will come in this way only. Which type of polynomial it is? Linear polynomial. Now just check there, where the polynomial, how many times the polynomial intersected the x-axis? Once only, correct? It is intersecting the x-axis at this point there, correct? So here, when we are finding the zero of a polynomial, the zero of a polynomial will intersect the x-axis, because we know zeros of the polynomial means that is the point on x-axis which makes the polynomial equal to 0. Because if it is a 0 of the polynomial, when we will substitute x is equal to something, value of P of x will be equal to 0. Means all the points where it will come? All the points will come in x-axis only. So by seeing the graph, you can calculate the number of zeros. How we will calculate the number of zeros? How many times the graph of the line or whatever the graph of the polynomial intersected the x-axis, that will be the number of zeros. So suppose I am drawing a graph here in this way, x dash, y, y dash. So I have drawn the graph in this way. So how many zeros are there for this polynomial? Just count there how many times it intersects the x-axis. How many times? 1, 2, only x-axis, okay, not y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the polynomial intersected the x-axis 6 times there. So this polynomial will have 6 zeros. Now second one, suppose if I am drawing in this way, here x-axis, x dash, y, y dash here. So suppose I have drawn line in this way there. So what will be the zero of this polynomial or this line there? We know zero of the polynomial means it should intersect the x-axis. At present the line is not intersecting the x-axis, correct? So this polynomial or this line will have no zeros. So how to find the zeros of the number of zeros? How many times the graph of the polynomial intersected the x-axis. Now next one there, suppose here we have x-axis, x dash, y, y dash, and I have drawn the graph in this way. Okay, in this way I have drawn the graph. Then what will be? Yes, it is intersecting the x-axis at only one point there. So how many zeros it will have? 1 0 only, correct? Sometimes zeros can be equal, then no problem there, but it will have only 1 0. So I think this concept is clear. Okay. Now I will check about what is a quadratic polynomial. So as we said, what is a quadratic polynomial? We said, what we said? the degree of the polynomial should be equal to 2 only. Degree of the polynomial means highest power of x. So now write down about quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. Just write down the general form of a quadratic polynomial. General form of a quadratic polynomial is general form of a quadratic. I am writing QUAD for quadratic. Okay. General form of a quadratic polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c. Just check here. I wrote here a quadratic polynomial, not an equation there. That's why I haven't written it is equal to 0. Okay. So this is the general form of a quadratic polynomial, provided the condition a not equal to 0. Provided the condition a not equal to 0. So why we are saying here a should not be equal to 0? If a is equal to 0. So when you will substitute here, your polynomial will become bx plus c. So if it will become bx plus c means what? That is not a quadratic polynomial, because in a quadratic polynomial, highest power of x should be equal to 2. So that's why the condition is written a should not be equal to 0. This definition is clear to you? Okay. Now all of you write down the next one. Relationship between the zeros. Relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of a polynomial. Relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of a polynomial. Coefficient of a polynomial. So zeros, you know, zeros means the particular value of x which will make the given polynomial equal to 0. What do you mean by coefficient? Coefficient of a polynomial means the number which we are using here. Here just check here. X square. Here we wrote a. A means a is the coefficient of x square. A is the number which is multiplied by x square. Similarly, b is the number multiplied by x and c is the constant term. Here we cannot change the order here. Always coefficient of x square you have to take as a. Coefficient of x we will take as b, and constant term we will take it as c. And always it should be written in proper order only. Highest power of x first and then you decrease the power there. Now we will check how to find out the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of the polynomial, and we'll discuss about quadratic polynomials. Okay, so first write down the first question is x square plus 10x plus 24. We have to find the zeros of the polynomial. So suppose you can take this polynomial as p of x. Just write down there p of x is equal to x square plus 10x plus 24. Now the zeros of the polynomial, as the name suggests, we said there, 0 of the polynomial means that particular value of x which will make the given polynomial equal to 0. So either you can write here 0 or first you can do the factorization there. Now here we have to do the factorization by splitting the middle term. So whenever you are doing the factorization, you just check there, either you can use the identity, or if any common factor is there, that you can take outside, and then you can use splitting the middle term also. So I think splitting the middle term is easy for you. If 3 terms are there, then that only possibilities. Okay. Now here, while doing the question related to splitting the middle term, concept should be clear to you. Here we have to split the middle term in this way such that sum should be equal to 10 and the product should be equal to 24. Sum is positive and product is also positive, means both the numbers should be positive. So if both the numbers are positive means what we have to do? Addition. If one number is positive and one number is negative means what we have to do? subtraction. And then if both the numbers are negative, then also what we will do? Addition there. And how to take the number, that will depend on the sign there. We need product negative, because if one number is negative means product will come negative. So at present sum and product both are negative. Now suppose you are not able to calculate what are the two numbers there. Then for that you have to check the product there, 24. So you just write down the pair. 1 into which number will give you 24? 1 into 24. But 1 into 24 will, 1 plus 24 will not give you 10. Then next number, 24 is divisible by 2. 2 and which number? 2 and 12. But 12 plus 2 will not be equal to 10. Then which number? It is divisible by 3 also. 3 8s are 24. But 3 plus 8 will not give you 10. Then next number, which is divisible by 4 also. 4 and 6. And 4 plus 6 is 10. So the two numbers which we need, they are 4 and 6. And we know both the numbers should be positive. Split the middle term means we have to only split the middle term only. In rest of the terms, no change will come. So we will write down here x square plus 10x can be written as 4x plus 6x plus 24. Now common factor in these two terms, x, take it outside. What will come inside the bracket? X plus 4. Common factor in these two terms, 6 plus 6 or minus 6 plus 6. So plus 6 should be written there. Then only we will consider it as two terms there. So we will have here x plus 4. Then we have two terms. In these two terms, x plus 4 is common. Take it outside. Then we will get here x plus 4 into x plus 6. So what we did? We expressed the polynomial in terms of product there. So this polynomial will give the value 0 when any of the product is equal to 0. Now you write down there p of x is equal to 0 if x plus 4 is equal to 0. Then what we will get? X is equal to minus 4. Or if x plus 6 is equal to 0, then we will get here x is equal to minus 6. So these are the two values we have here. Now we have to find the relationship also in the zeros and the coefficient. Now just write down here sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros. Add the two zeros, what will come? Minus 4 plus minus 6 will be equal to minus 10. Minus 10 can be written as minus 1, minus 10 by 1. Now you just again check your question there. Here, what is the coefficient of x square? If nothing is there means coefficient of x square is 1. And our standard equation is ax square plus bx plus c. So if you will compare here, what is the value of a? 1. Value of b? 10. And value of c? 24. So what we got? Sum of the zeros as minus 10 by 1. And what is 10? 10 is equal to b. So in place of 10 what we can write? B. And in place of 1 what we can write? A. So sum of the zeros is equal to minus b by a. Now this you will remember as formula also. Okay. Then next one, product of the zeros. Add the two zeros, what will come? Minus 4 into minus 6 will be equal to 24. 24 can be written as 24 by 1. Now check in the polynomial which expression gives 24 here. 24 means that is c. So we will write down here c by a. So sum of the zeros is equal to minus b by a and product of the zeros is equal to c by a. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now write down the next question. We are doing the same question only. We will find out the zeros and we will verify the relationship between the sum of the zeros and coefficient. Second question is x square plus 2x minus 15. So just write down here p of x is equal to x square plus 2x minus 15. Now you just check here. Sum is positive. Sum is positive but product is negative. So if product is coming negative means one number should be negative. So if one number is negative means we have to do subtraction. Okay. And some positive means greater number should be positive. So can you tell me what will be the two numbers? 15. Just to check the factors of 15. 15 into 1. But 15 minus 1 will not give you 2. Then 3 5s are 15. And 5 minus 3 is 2 only. So how we will rewrite that 2x? X square. We said we got the numbers as 5 and 3. So in that one should be positive and one should be negative. So how we will check which one will be negative positive? For that you have to check the sum. Sum is positive means greater number should be positive and the remaining is negative. So you just rewrite in this way. 2x can be written as 5x minus 3x minus 15. Again take the common factor outside. What is common in these two terms? X. What will come inside the bracket? X plus 5. Common factor in these two terms? Yes, minus 3. Inside the bracket remaining it will be equal to x plus 5. So again we will get here x minus 3 into x plus 5. So you can write down here p of x will be equal to 0 if either x minus 3 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. So if x minus 3 is 0 means value of x will be equal to 3. If x plus 5 is equal to 0 means value of x will be equal to minus 5. So these are the two zeros we got here. Now again we have to find out, verify the relation. Just write down there sum of the zeros. Add the two zeros, 3 plus minus 5. What will be 3 plus minus 5? Minus 2. Again minus 2 can be written as minus 2 by 1. And what is the value of b here? 2. Means here in place of this 2 we can write b. This minus sign will be there as it is by a. So sum of the zeros is equal to minus b by a and product of the zeros. Multiply what you will get 3 into minus 5, that will be equal to minus 15. Can be written as minus 15 by 1 which is equal to c by a. So I hope how to find the zeros and how to verify the coefficient as relation is clear. Okay. Now write down the next question. Next question is x square minus 36 minus 5x. Third question is x square minus 36 minus 5x. Now you just check here, this polynomial is not arranged. Correct? First x power of x is 2. Then next term should be that term in which we have power of x 1. So first rearrange it. P of x is equal to x square minus 5x minus 36. Again check here. We are getting the product negative and sum also negative. It means the two numbers, out of the two number, one should be negative and the greater number should be negative. 36. Which one will come? Yes, which one? 9 4s are 36. So we have two numbers 9 and 4. Which one will be negative or which one will be positive there? Just to check here, the sum is negative means greater number should be negative. So we will rewrite in this way. X square minus 9x plus 4x minus 36. Common factor in first two terms, x. Take it outside. Inside the bracket what will remain? X minus 9 plus. Normally students, they are not writing the plus sign here. Plus you have to write. If you are taking negative sign common, you are writing. So in the same way, if you are taking a positive sign common, you should write down there. Plus 4. Inside the bracket what will remain there? X minus 9. So we are getting here x minus 9 into x plus 4. So again just write down here p of x will be equal to 0 if either x minus 9 is equal to 0 or x plus 4 is equal to 0. So if x minus 9 is equal to 0, what we will get? X is equal to 9. If x plus 4 is equal to 0, we will get x is equal to minus 4. These are the two zeros of the polynomial. polynomial. Now verify the relation. Sum is equal to, add the 2, what will come? 9 plus minus 4. So that will be equal to 5 by 1. But just check here, our coefficient of coefficient of x is minus 5, means value of b is negative. So how we will insert a negative sign here? Yes, we know negative into negative is positive. So this 5 can be written as minus of minus 5. Okay, minus of minus 5. This one we wrote just to get the answer, because we know our answer is minus b by a. So we will write down here minus b by a. Then next, product. What will be the product there? 9 into minus 4. So that will be equal to minus 36, can be written as minus 36 by 1. 36 is the value of c, and a coefficient of x square. So c by a. Clear? Okay. Write down. The next question is x square minus 14x minus 48 plus 48. Fourth one is x square minus 14x plus 48. So already it is arranged here, so we can write down here p of x is equal to. Now just to check here, the sum is negative but the product is positive. So product will come positive if both are positive or both are negative. But since sum is negative, means both the numbers should be negative only. So if both the numbers are negative, means you have to check addition of which two number will give you 14, and their multiplication should be equal to 48. Which two numbers it will be equal to? Yes, 8 6 are 48 and 8 plus 6 is 14. And we said both should be negative. So we'll take it as minus 8 and minus 6. So minus 14x can be written as minus 8x minus 6 plus 48 there as it is. Now take the common factor outside. X is common, taken outside. Inside the bracket what will remain? X minus 8. From these two, common factor is minus 6. So when we will take a negative number outside, change the sign there. Then it will become here x. And 6 8s are 48. So change the sign also. X minus 8. So we will get here x minus 8 into x minus 6. Factorization there. Now again write down there, p of x is equal to 0 if x minus 8 is equal to 0 or x minus 6 is equal to 0. So if x minus 8 is equal to 0, we will get x is equal to 8. If x minus 6 is equal to 0, we will get x is equal to 6. Now write down verification, sum of the zeros. Add the two zeros, what will come? 8 plus 6, 14. 14 by 1. Again, how we can rewrite 14? Because here our value of b is minus 14. So we need minus 14 here. So that's why we will rewrite in this way. Minus of minus 14 by 1. And minus 14 is the value of b. So we will write here minus b by a. Then next, product of the zeros. Product will come 8 into 6, 48. 48 can be written as 48 by 1. So it will be equal to c by a. Okay. Now write down the next question. Next question is 6x square plus 13x minus 5. 6x square plus 13x minus 5. Now previously what are the questions we discussed there? In all the questions, coefficient of x square was equal to 1. Now here coefficient of x square not equal to 1. So what we have to do here? Factorization by splitting the middle term only. But we need two numbers whose sum should be equal to 13. And what should be the product? Yes, product should be equal to 6 into minus 5. 6 into minus 5 will be equal to minus 13. So sum should be equal to 13 and product should be equal to minus 30. Product is negative means one number should be negative. So which number can you find out? Yes, 15 and 2. Okay, so which one will be positive? 15 will be positive because our sum is positive. So we will rewrite in this way. 6 square plus 15x minus 2x minus 5. You take it as P of x. What is the common factor in first two terms? 3 is common and x is also common, taken outside. 3x taken outside. What will remain in the bracket? In the bracket from here we took 3 common there. So remaining it will be equal to 2x. 2x plus from here it will be equal to 5. So 2x plus 5 and nothing is common. So what we can take? We can take minus 1 common here. Then inside the bracket we will get 2x plus 5. So what will come here? 2x plus 5 into 3x minus 1. So again P of x will be equal to 0 if either this expression or this expression is equal to 0. So if 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, then what will be the value of x? 2x is equal to minus 5. Then we will get x is equal to minus 5 by 2. Or if 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, then what will be the value of x? 3x is equal to 1. Then we will get x is equal to 1 by 3. Now we'll verify the relation. Now sum of the zeros. Just write down there sum. These are the two zeros we have. Minus 5 by 2 plus 1 by 3. What we will do? Do the cross multiplication. Then what will come? Minus 15 plus 2. So that will be equal to minus 13 by 6. Just to check here. 13 is the value of b. So in place of 13 we can write down b, and 6 is the coefficient of x square, means that is a. Okay. Then write down product. What will be the product of the zeros? Minus 5 by 2 into 1 by 3. Then we will get here minus 5 by 6. What is minus 5 here? C. And a is equal to 6. So sum of the zeros is equal to minus b by a and product is equal to c by a. Okay. Write down. The next one is 2x square plus x minus 3. Next polynomial is 2x square plus x minus 3. 2x square plus x minus 3. So this one we will take it as P of x. Okay. So now here again we need two numbers. Sum should be equal to 1 and the product should be equal to minus 6. What will be the two numbers? 3 and 2. And which one will be positive? 3 will be positive. So just write down here 2x square plus 3x minus 2x minus 3. Now here it depends on you. If you want you can take minus 2x first. Okay. That is your choice only. Common factor in first two terms. X only common taken outside. Inside the bracket what will remain? 2x plus 3. Now here both are negative. So minus 1 we can take common. Inside the bracket remaining it will be equal to 2x plus 3. So again we are getting here the product as 2x plus 3 into x minus 1. Now write down here P of x will be equal to 0 if first one 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. So just calculate mentally. If 2x plus 3 is equal to 0, then 2x will be equal to minus 3. Then we will get x is equal to minus 3 by 2. And then x minus 1 is equal to 0 will give you x is equal to 1. Now we will verify the relation. Sum is equal to minus 3 by 2 plus 1. Add what will come? Minus 3 plus 2. So that will be equal to minus 1 by 2. And what is the value of b here? If nothing is there means b is equal to 1. So we will write down here minus b by a. Similarly, product is equal to minus 3 by 2 into 1. So that will be equal to minus 3 by 2, which is equal to C by A. So you have to find out the zeros and then you have to verify the relationship also. So I think this is clear. Okay, write down. The next one is 2x square minus x minus 15. 2x square minus x minus 15. Seventh question is 2x square minus x minus 15. So again you can write down here it as P of x is equal to. Again we need two numbers. Sum should be equal to minus 1 and product should be equal to 2 into minus 15. So that will be equal to minus 30. Which number? 6 and 5. And sum is negative means greater number should be negative. So minus 6 and 5. So now we will rewrite as minus 2x square minus 6x plus 5x minus 15. What is the common factor in first two terms? 2x. Take it outside. Inside the bracket what will remain? X minus 3. Common factor in next two plus 5. Again inside the bracket we will get x minus 3. So we will get here the factors as 2x plus 5 and x minus 3. Then you write down here P of x is equal to 0 if the first one 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So if 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, what you will get? X is equal to minus 5 by 2. Or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then we will get x is equal to 3. Now verification. Sum of the zeros. Add the two zeros. Minus 5 by 2 plus 3 means 3 by 1. Cross multiplication. Then we will get here minus 5 plus 6. 1 by 2. But check here our value of b is minus 1. So somewhere minus 1 should come. So 1 can be written as minus of minus 1. So here it will be equal to minus b by a. Now product of the zeros. Multiply what will come? Minus 5 by 2 into 3. Minus 15 by 2. And minus 15 is the value of C. So we will get there C by A. Okay. So I hope all these questions are clear to you. Okay. Write down. The next one is 2x square minus 4x. Next question. Next polynomial is 2x square minus 4x. P of x is equal to 2x square minus 4x. So just check here. For splitting the middle term, at least 3 terms should be there. So here that is not possible. Then what is the possibility? Any common factor is there? Yes, we have 2x common. Take it outside. What will come inside the bracket? 2 taken common, x also taken common. So inside the bracket it will be equal to x. And here it will be equal to 2. So just to check, we expressed the given polynomial as product of two expression there. So you can write here P of x will be equal to 0 if first one 2x is equal to 0. If 2x is equal to 0, then what will be the value of x? 0 by 2. So that will be equal to 0 only. If x is equal to 0 or if x is equal to minus 2. Correct? If x is equal to plus 2, because x minus 2 is equal to 0 will give you x is equal to 2. Now verification. Sum of the zeros. Add the two zeros, what you will get? 2. 2 can be written as 2 by 1. But check, our value of A is 2 and value of B is minus 4. So we know the formula is B by A. So here we should want the number 2. So how we will get here 2? Yes, to get here, to want 2 here, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. Then what will come? 4 by 2. But 4 also, their value of B is negative. So 4 can be written as minus of minus 4 by 2. So again we will get here minus B by A. And what will be the product of the zeros? Product is equal to how much? If you will multiply, you will get 0. 0 can be written by any number, so it can be written as 2. 0 means we know C by A we are writing. Here we have A is equal to 2, B is equal to minus 4, and that constant term we don't have, means we have C is equal to 0. So in place of 0 we can write C. So this is equal to C by A. Clear? Okay, write down the next one. 3x square minus 5. Question number 9. P of x is equal to 3x square minus 5. Only two terms are there, and these two terms also no common factor is there. So if only two terms are there, then our identity which we can use, that is a square minus b square, because we cannot take any common factor also. So a square means it should be written in the form of complete square. X square, okay, that is the square of x. 3 is the square of which number? You studied irrational numbers. Yes, 3 is the square of root 3. So this can be written as root 3x the whole square. Root 3x the whole square minus, similarly 5 can be written as root 5 the whole square. Can you tell me what is the value of a here? A is equal to 3. B means that is coefficient of x, and here we don't have any coefficient of x. So b is equal to 0 and c is equal to minus 5. Now we can use the identity here. It is in the form of a square minus b square, which is equal to a plus b. So root 3x plus root 5 into a minus b, root 3x minus root 5. So we did the factorization. So again we can write down here p of x will be equal to 0 if root 3x plus root 5 is equal to 0. Then what will come? Root 3x is equal to minus root 5, or x is equal to minus root 5 by root 3. So one value and the other value will be equal to x is equal to root 5 by root 3. Now write down sum of the zeros. If you will add minus root 5 by root 3 plus root 5 by root 3, both will get cancelled. We will get the value is equal to 0. And to get the answer, 0 can be written as 0 by 3. So you can write down here minus b by a. And product of the zeros. When you will multiply, what you will get here? Product of the zeros, minus root 5 into root 5. So that will be equal to minus 5. Root 3 into root 3 will be equal to 3. Minus 5 is the value of c. So we will get here c by a. Okay. Write down the next one. X square minus 3. 10th one is x square minus 3. The polynomial p of x is equal to x square minus 3. How we can rewrite this one? Again, common factor is not there. X square can be written as x the whole square. Minus 3 can be written as root 3 the whole square. Now again its factorization will be equal to x plus root 3 into x minus root 3. Here you can write down p of x will be equal to 0 if x plus root 3 is equal to 0. Then we will get here x is equal to minus root 3. Don't write that negative sign inside the square root. Okay. Or x is equal to plus root 3. Now write down sum of the zeros. Minus root 3 plus root 3 will be equal to 0. And 0 can be written as 0 by 1, which is equal to minus b by a. And the product of the zeros, product will be equal to root 3 into root 3 is 3, and then this negative sign. So minus 3 can be written as minus 3 by 1. So it is equal to c by a. Okay. Then next one, question number 11 is 9x square plus minus 30x plus 25. 9x square minus 30x plus 25. P of x is equal to. Now here you can check the numbers here. The first term and the last term, they are in the form of complete square. Correct. So now we can check whether we can use any identity here. 9x square can be written as 3x the whole square, and 25 can be written as 5 square. So always when first term and last term, if they are in the form of complete square, chances are there that we can use the identity. So now here we know our identity is either a square minus 2ab plus b square. So minus 2 into, what is the value of a we have taken? 3x. And what is the value of b here? 5. Just multiply, what you will get? 5 3s are 15, 15 2s are 30 only. So the given expression can be written in this way. A square minus 2ab plus b square, that is equal to, yes, a minus b the whole square. So we are getting p of x is equal to 3x minus 5 the whole square, which can be written as 3x minus 5 into 3x minus 5. So we will write here now p of x will be equal to 0 if 3x minus 5 is equal to 0. Then what we will get? X is equal to 5 by 3. Here also we will get same. The two zeros are equal. Then add sum of the zeros. That will be equal to 5 by 3 plus 5 by 3. That will be equal to 10 by 3. But check here. Our value of is 9. So we have to make the denominator equal to 9. Then what we will do? Yes, we will multiply both numerator and denominator by 3. Then we will get here 30. But here we need minus 30. So it can be written as minus of minus 30 by 9, which is equal to minus b by a. Now product is equal to, multiply 5 into 5, 25 by 9, which is equal to c by a. So I hope today's concept how to find out the zeros and verification is clear to you. Okay. Thank you all of you.